I know that you love the tea. You love when I spill the tea, when I let it just flow out, and I'm not bashing, I am sharing my opinion. And today I have a little list here of, I think, yeah, in total 8 brands that I either never will try, or I maybe tried once, twice, or even 3 times, but I will never try again for one or another reason. And I just thought, let's just do a little bit here of a commentary video after I did a lot of makeup tutorials in the past, but I know that you love these videos too, so let's talk about the brands. And we're starting off very, very strong with Poouise makeup. There is just something so sketchy about the whole brand that gives me this vibe. And the thing is, I love to watch the tutorials on TikTok from that brand. I love their artistry, this super loud rainbow makeup with these intense structures in there. I love to watch this, but the makeup line from Poouise, there is just, I don't know what it is. And I remember that there was an item from Poouise that I really wanted to try, and that was one of their eye primers, but it was never in stock when I wanted to get this. So I kind of lost track with the brand. And then there was the thing with the Michaela, like just partnering with Michaela is such a big no-go, and that is such a huge turn off. And now they are, I mean, have you seen that 150 pan eyeshadow palette that they brought out? Ridiculous. It is 50 eyeshadows. Like the 50 eyeshadows, and then 2 times again. One with the shimmer finish and one with the cream as a cream formula. It's just ridiculous. All the eyeshadow palettes are just repeats after repeats after repeats. And to be honest, I don't think that they are that good in quality. And I also remember all the things surrounding their their scams around their advent calendar. So everything that Poouise is doing screams scam to me. The next brand I gave so many chances. I wanted, honestly, I forced it to be kicked in the ass by them, and that is Glamlite. I am sorry, but I'm over it. I am done with Glamlite, and even if they give me money, I will not try their makeup products ever again unless they do a good apology on me. They tried to gaslight me a couple times. They just played with me. They just disappointed me every single time. And while I also think that what happened to the owner, to Miss Giselle, with the death threats that have happened because of that lip gloss thing that was, is not okay. Like, that is just a step too far. Like, can we calm the tits, please? Because it's just makeup at the end of the day. But the whole practices of Glamlite, the way that they treat their regular customers. I have stories with Glamlite here on this channel too. I'm done with them. I am done with what they do. And I finally came to the realization that, in my opinion, a lot of the stuff that Glamlite is doing with their franchise collections, franchise collabs, whatever, is just there to just earn money. And you might think now, well, Ella, that's the point of a brand. Yes, it is, absolutely. But there is a difference between making this collab, like for example, ColourPop with Twilight. Of course it is to get money. But there are so many thoughts behind this collection. There went really passion into making the products, while Glamlite is just doing it to get a bite out of the big money cake, and I don't want that anymore. I am done with this. And again, Glamlite, product-wise, is not that good anyway. Number 3 that I never touched, never tried, always ignored, and never will is Kylie Cosmetics. It just started bad. Let's just say it like that. I mean, just imagine there is this young girl that has these beautiful lips and she's trying to gaslight the whole society by saying, oh, that's all lip liner. And then they come out with a brand, Kylie Cosmetics, selling these horrible lip kits and just saying, yeah, with this lip kit you get the same lip as me. And then we saw the whole overlining and everybody just looked like a clown, like they had an infection on the lips because they overlined up to the nose, while a few years later she finally admit what we already knew: it was lip filler. Honestly, it's just insane how this brand is still alive. This the whole, like, how far away from reality can you be as a brand? Just their blushes that they launched, they have these cream to powder blushes now, and they state, oh, it's the first one of its kind in the market. It's fucking not. Every other brand has this formula now. Like, this is not a thing anymore. And I do give them the credit though that they just realized the sense of time, and they were there with the right product in the right time on the right place. So they had a market that they could just cash grab them. But Kylie Cosmetics to me in 2025 is just an unnecessary celeb brand that is far, far beyond its peak time. Number 4 on the list is Raphi. And I don't have a real reason for that. I was actually playing with the thought of trying Raphi products. I know they are available for us in the EU through Selfridges, but there is just something about the brand that is... I'm curious for some of the products, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but I'm also not, and I really don't want to. So I had products from Raphi in my cart at Selfridges a couple times, but I ended up deleting them again because it's just so nothing that I cannot. I just can't spend money on them. Sorry. Number 5, a brand I did try a couple times and I was let down all of the times, is Kosas. And the thing is, their latest baked blushes, I want to try them so bad. But I know that this is going to be a huge, huge letdown. Nearly all of the Kosas products that I own so far disappointed me a lot. They either went bad in a short amount of time, or they just were so mediocre that they were not worth the money I spent on them. Just seeing that powder, the baked powder everyone loved, I think it's a cloud powder or so in the shade Airy, I had it. I even used it up completely. But the only reason why I was able to use it up so fast is because after every other usage, I had to scrape off the top because the shit immediately hard pans when it just gets in contact with the... just with air, you know. It is just ridiculous. And I remember that there was the content creator, I think it was Sarah Rose, with the Kosas concealer. She moved across country and she said that the concealer started to smell fishy, and she contacted Kosas and they said, yeah, that's normal because of the travel. I'm like, that's not normal. The product just turned bad. No, it smells like this because they do not put any fragrance in there. No, it smells because it's apparently clean makeup. And that just basically means that it will expire faster than fish in the fridge. So no, thank you, Kosas. I don't follow a clean girl trend, so I don't want to try that. Next, we have the brand Tower 28. I know that they do have some products that are very well loved amongst the community, but I can't. I had a Tower 28 lip gloss in my Cult Beauty advent calendar. I gave it away. I looked at it and I'm like, No, thank you. I also owned a couple of Tower 28 lip glosses because I know that they were, I think 2 or 3 years ago, they were full on the hype train on TikTok. And I bought them through Cold Beauty and I had to declutter all of them because my lips started to tingle from the stuff. So there is just Tower 28 as a brand. It's maybe just not for me because I'm not their marketed audience, and that is completely fine. So for me, Tower 28 is just a brand that I'm not interested in, so I'll not try them again. The last two brands that I want to mention are probably quite controversial, so buckle up, Joey. The first one is actually Melt Cosmetics. I never tried Melt Cosmetics, so I cannot say anything about their quality, but I'm every now and then talking about their collections. I know that Melt Cosmetics had its peak throughout the great YouTube days. Like we're talking 2015, 2016. And I feel like they have been stuck in that time and they did not develop further. A lot of people are saying that the eyeshadow quality is the same as it was 8 or 9 years ago. So you could say even 10 years ago, and they just did not adapt to new formulas, to advanced formulas, to just new, better eyeshadow formulas. Plus, and I know that sounds a bit ridiculous, it's the pans. I just don't like their whole eyeshadow design. I don't like the way the pans are arranged. The rectangular pans are a huge pain for me. I don't like rectangular pans, and it doesn't matter if it's Melt Cosmetics. I don't like them in Urban Decay Naked palettes. I don't like the rectangular palette pan format, even in Narimi palettes. But I can look past it with Narimi because the quality is just mwah, it's just up there. I'm just not a fan because I think it's quite outdated in my opinion, but again, it's just a design thing and I am entitled to not like a design as well as everybody else. So just a quick comment on the side, but nothing that Melt Cosmetics is doing is really tickling me. It's always just, I see it, I recognize it, and I forgot about it 2 minutes later. So sorry Melt, but nothing that makes me want to try you. And the last brand is, and that hurts me a bit, is Wicked Widow Beauty. And that has some different reason. First of all, there is just some backstory with Wicked Widow Beauty, not between me, but between them and people. When I first talked about this as a brand in a You Don't Need That Shit video when they launched their The Crow collection, because I was interested actually in the palette, I was contacted by a lot of people, not only in the comments here on YouTube, but even in the DMs where they just shared their experience with Wicked Widow Beauty, and they were horrible. Like, we're talking about pre-ordering stuff 8 weeks, like 8 weeks before it actually launches, and then they ghost people. They do not reply to customer messages. They are quite entitled towards the customers and just a little bit like as if they are something better than the customer, which I don't like that. And I cannot speak about this as of my experience, because I never had an experience with them aside from that one when I even talked about the Crow palette and said that I want to try this, but I'm not fine with their shipping because honestly every other brand can do this. Why you? They answered in a very, very defensive manner. Like, they were not really commenting in a nice way. Let me look up for that comment, please. So it is in a very, very old part of the You Don't Need That Shit, and they said, hi, due to licensing for the Crow, we weren't able to sell to Monolith, which is fine, okay, I get it. And then also, we don't make the shipping prices, they're set automatically by Shopify. That's it. That's all. First of all, when you reply as a brand, I don't know why, maybe I'm interpreting too much now in this one sentence. Could be. To me, it sounds very defensive because that is just not 100% true. because I answered in a very, very long comment to them that I said I have shopped from other Shopify based stores in the States already, and they have much more shipping options to choose from. I read a bit into the Shopify shipping policy and get what you mean, but that they said it. But if I understood that correctly, there's a certain way to change that. For example, I just shopped from another indie brand, and they had 4 shipping options from US to Germany, starting at under $10 for standard shipping up to about 40 for UPS Express World. On the other hand, aside the high shipping costs for standard shipping, and also the fact that by delivery we have to pay customs. Usually it's 90% of the price plus handling fee from DHL. This plus the high shipping cost makes, for example, the Crow palette double the price for Europeans. If there is any way how you can improve, change, or affect this, I think I speak for most European beauty lovers, we would be more than thankful. Blah, 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 blah. They didn't answer to that at all, and I checked on their website, and something has changed with their shipping. Okay, I just checked back with my old video, and the shipping back then was over €30, I said, plus the taxes, plus the handling fee. That way I calculated double the price, and now the shipping is only 26. The pallet price is also a bit lower now. Back then it was 57, now it is 55. So at the end, the shipping is a bit less, the price is a bit less, so the total is a bit lower than a year ago. But that still does not change the fact that you have options as a brand, and you decide what options to use. So please don't get me wrong, but when I see other brands, other indie brands also using the Shopify system, and they offer me such great shipping options where I as a customer can choose, do I want to pay, I don't know, $15, and then I have to wait maybe 6 or 8 weeks to get my package, or do I want to pay 30, 40, or in the Cleona, for example, even €60 for shipping, but I get it via Express. That's totally fine. I just checked also with a super small indie brand that I recently purchased from, Kylie Cosmetics. Probably a lot of people know them for their single blushes. They had a sale going on, and I purchased 12 blushes. I'm so excited for that. And I just looked it up, and they're also a Shopify shop, and they offered 3 or 4 shipping options, and I chose to use the one with I think 35 or €36, because then I had it via UPS Express World shipping. So only a shipping time of 3 to 4 business days instead of maybe 21 business days. So tell me, Wicked Widow, when other smaller brands can do this, why you? And why do you have to comment so defensive on that? And that, plus the fact that a lot of other people that shared their experience with Wicked Widow Beauty with me were really not happy with what they got. Plus they also said that the whole the quality was just mid. Sorry, but that makes me not want to try you ever. Okay, this is me now pressing this as a 9th brand into here, because I just filmed my You Don't Need That Shit for, I don't know, it was the part 98, and I think it was last week. Not sure when this video is going up, but I talked about the Elf is buying Rode thing, and then it came to my mind, I have not Rode on my list, because Rode, the brand from Hailey Mean Girl Bieber, is the brand that I will never ever touch. I will never try, and they can offer me as much money as they want. I don't want to. And the reason why I don't want to try this is mainly Hailey Bieber. Do you know, and I mean this very respectfully, of course, there are people in your environment that you stumble across, your work life, your private life, whatever. You see these persons and you immediately know, I hate them. They haven't said a word to you, they haven't done anything, they just exist and breathe, and you just know, And that's Hailey Bieber for me. She can do whatever she wants. She can save our world. I don't like her. I have such a bad vibe. I have such a anti Hailey Bieber attitude against her. She makes me aggressive. Her pictures being like, it makes me aggressive the way that she looks. I don't want to see her. So because this is her brand, I can't. I believe those people who say that the products are actually nice, but I can't. No thank you. Rhode is number 9 on the list of brands that I wouldn't even touch with a stick, actually. And now let's move on to the outro. Now I'm curious. Is there a brand or 2 or 3 or 4 that you either would never try, even if they give you money for that, or you tried and will never try again? Let me please know the tea down below. I'm very, very curious. Also warn the other people from just having bad experiences at brands. That's how the community lives. But please keep in mind, always be respectful, always be fine, and always see these things, please, in the great scheme of everything, because one bad experience does not define a whole brand or does not define the way one is treated by a brand. It could be also just a one little mistake. Just to let you know that I try to view everything just in the grand scheme of everything. Thank you so much for joining and watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out any of the other upcoming videos, and I'll see you very soon.